All the links to the original posts are given in the description. So now let's head straight to the video.
My husband is the reason I can't have children and now he's cheated. I feel like it's because of this and I don't know what to do. Apologies if this is unreadable or disjointed. I'm not sure how I'm feeling or doing right now. An accident caused by my husband left me infertile. I've come to terms with it, and had always wanted to adopt, so it wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. It was an accident related to negligence on his part, and though I try not to remind him or bring it up ever, including my own pain at my infertility, because I know he feels guilty, it is very much his fault. There's no way around that fact. If dealt with the anger I had with my therapist and she and I believe I am successful at not letting it bleed into my daily life with him. So yes, I've gone to therapy. No, I am not daughter was not resentful. We have decided to adopt, and finally after 2 years, I am very happy to have a baby that will hopefully be coming into our home. We found this out a month ago. I thought we were both happy and on here same page. Also, I should add, we never told anyone about why I was infertile. I never even told my parents because we were worried about how it would affect their opinion of him. He also begged me not to tell my friends, when I just wanted to tell my best friend, for support. The only ones that know are the people who have access to my medical files, my husband, and my therapist. I don't know if that's necessary context, but right now it feels so necessary. 2 days ago I found out he is cheating. A woman DM'd me a photo, I'm going to assume after seeing my text pop up on his phone, because it was within 5 minutes of me texting him that morning. It is an image, not really graphic, but they are in bed together, and it is my husband, for sure, along with a message that said if this is your man he's a cheating poss. I haven't responded to her. I don't know how to. It's from the hotel her chatted me from a night prior. I recognize the painting behind the bed frame because we talked about it. He is supposed to be on work tip. I feel like the only reason I'm calm enough to type this out is because I'm in shock. I love this man. With all my heart, I protected him from hate and blame. All I wanted was the same love and support back. Maybe this is a validation post, but I need some advice on how to approach this because I haven't even cried yet. He won't be home until tomorrow, and I have so many things on my mind. I'm worried this isn't their first time he's cheated. I hate the idea he's cheating because I can't have kids, but it keeps echoing in my head. Should I just leave? My family lives a state away. How do people even start to leave when they live together? Should I not be considering telling everyone? Because I am, but I don't know if that is too vindictive. I can feel the spiral starting and I'm not sure I needed to just type this or yell. I don't know if I'm furious or hurt or humiliated or sad at this point. I just feel like I should be reacting somehow, but I'm just frozen. Also, we are in the late stages of adoption paperwork and I don't really know what to do. I just feel like I was hit with a truck, and I feel like I gave so much to keep loving him, and I've just never felt so defeated and betrayed. Sorry again if this is unreadable. So I took a step away and came back to a lot. Sorry I wasn't responding. My brain was frozen before and now my mind is working about 1,000,000,000 miles a minute now. I'm trying to read everything. 1. Since everyone who has asked has been polite, I thought I would address this again, and I understand that him causing my infertility sounds like a fun mystery or something. It's not, so I would appreciate people not guessing or making any more assumptions, please. 2. This is going to sound selfish, but I do think separating will get in the way of the adoption. And now that I am trying to imagine us as separate entities in this, I am accurately aware that it would get in the way of me having children ... but not him. He is not sterile. The only thing him cheating and me breaking it off will do is fuck up my life and my family future. And I honestly don't even know what to think about that. I've been heading the majority of paperwork, I've been preparing the nursery and schedules, etc. I never really considered that I wouldn't be able to love and raise children because of my infertility, but being a single woman makes adoption so much harder, even though I would be able to be financially stable on my own. 3. I have called my mom, and I do intend to tell her. She is in a different time zone, so we'll talk when she's off work. 4. I'll probably keep reading any more advice until I call with my mom, but I can't promise I'll respond to everything. I'm getting on the call with my mom. Thank you everyone for helping me sort out my thoughts. Sorry I didn't respond much. I appreciate everyone for being so kind, helpful, and respectful. I'm truly sorry to hear about the difficult situation you're going through. It's completely understandable that you're feeling a mix of emotions, and you're seeking advice on how to handle this. Here are some steps and considerations for dealing with this situation. Take care of yourself emotionally. It's okay to feel a wide range of emotions right now. Allow yourself to process your feelings at your own pace. You may want to speak with a trusted friend, family member, or therapist to help you navigate your emotions. Communication with your husband. When your husband returns, it's essential to have a calm and honest conversation about what you've discovered. Express your feelings and concerns without immediately jumping to conclusions or decisions. Try to understand his perspective, although it may be challenging. Gather information. While you might not want to engage with the woman who sent you the message, it could be helpful to gather information about the situation before confronting your husband. Ensure that the evidence you have is clear and accurate. Consider your priorities. You mentioned that you're in the late stages of adoption paperwork. This complicates the situation because it's essential to consider what's best for you and the child you're planning to adopt. Depending on the circumstances and your feelings, you might need to consult with an adoption agency or legal professional about how to proceed. Reach out for support. Don't hesitate to lean on friends and family for support during this challenging time. You don't have to go through this alone. Talk to your best friend and anyone else you trust for emotional support. Seek legal advice. Depending on your circumstances and your decision about your marriage, you might want to consult with a family lawyer to understand your legal rights and options, especially regarding the adoption process. Deciding to share with others. Sharing this situation with friends and family is a personal decision. Consider whether disclosing the details of your husband's infidelity is essential to you and whether it will provide you with the support and understanding you need. Professional help. Continue with therapy to help you process your emotions and make informed decisions about your future. Your therapist can provide guidance and support as you navigate this difficult time. Consider your long-term happiness. While it's natural to feel the weight of your infertility, remember that your happiness and well-being matter too. Make decisions that prioritize your own health and happiness. Plan for the future. If you decide that separation or divorce is the best course of action, start planning for your future independently, including financial stability and any changes to your adoption plans. Remember, this is a challenging situation, and there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Take the time you need to process your emotions and make the decisions that are right for you. Surround yourself with support and professionals who can help guide you through this difficult time. Now let's move on to story 2. My dad won't walk me down the aisle and I want to know if I should uninvite him from the wedding. I am getting married in about a month to my best friend. I did not grow up knowing my dad very well as him and my mom divorced when I was an infant. He remarried and had several kids with his new wife, who hates my very existence. There was a lot of hurtful things done when I was growing up, like not being allowed in her house when I visited that led me to be estranged from my father. He never really made much of an effort, but after I was 18 I completely cut him off from my mental health and stopped answering the few calls he attempted. He tried to get into contact every once in a while over the years, but I honestly just ignored him. I was hurt and angry. About a year ago I got back into contact with some extended family on his side and have been forging a good bond with all of them. I invited them all to our wedding and they have been amazing. Eventually I started speaking with my dad as well back around Christmas, and it was tense at first but I decided to just give him a chance. We have slowly been getting a semblance of a relationship back and I saw him in person with my fiancé a couple months ago. His wife is not pleased at all and apparently their kids are also upset about it. I think there were threats of divorce, but my dad still decided to go to my wedding. After a ton of thought, I asked my dad if he wanted to walk me down the aisle as I have been hopeful for a better relationship, but he turned me down. I wouldn't be as upset if he gave a generic excuse, but he told me his wife and daughter requested he does not walk me down the aisle as that is reserved for his daughter, and not me. I am super hurt and not even sure what to reply to that with. He offered to stand at the front and give me away instead, but that isn't what I want. My fiancé thinks we should uninvite him and move on, but I'm not sure if that is the best course of action. He is coming from out of state with the rest of his family, so he already bought a plane ticket and hotel room. Part of me thinks to just politely turn him down, have him as a regular guest, and then just stop talking to him again after the wedding. My mom isn't coming to my wedding because she lives really far away, so I don't really have any other immediate family coming. I'm not sure what the best course of action is and the wedding is getting super close, so I have to make a decision soon. TLDR, my dad was not in my life due to divorce and a jealous wife. We are recently back in contact and I asked him to walk me down the aisle, but he declined because his daughter with his wife thinks she should be the only one who has him do that. Edit. Wow, this post has blown up. Thank you all so much for the advice and comforting words. To answer some common questions I am seeing. No, his wife and my half-siblings are not attending the wedding. I invited them but they won't even meet me, let alone go to the wedding. He has 2 sons and a daughter with this new wife, all in their 22nd. I am not sure if my dad cheated on my mom with my stepmom. My mom, through all her faults, never actually said a bad word about him. He did marry my stepmom by the time I was 2 years old though, so there wasn't much time in between marriages. They are also very Christian in the worst way. My mom cannot fly as she has panic attacks. She also is actually a worse parent than my dad in a lot of ways, believe it or not. I have no male relatives to walk me down the aisle. I also never wanted him to give me away as I think that is dumb. I just wanted my dad to act like my dad for one moment. My fiancé and I have decided to walk down the aisle together as one of you suggested, so that part is settled. I'll update everyone once I decide what to do and if there is any response. I can understand how difficult this situation is for you, and it's important to make a decision that feels right for you. Here are some suggestions to consider. Discuss your feelings with your dad. It's clear that you want a better relationship with your father. It may be worth having a calm and honest conversation with him about how his decision to not walk you down the aisle has hurt you. Explain your feelings and your desire for a meaningful connection. Consider a compromise. If your father is unwilling to change his decision due to family pressures, consider a compromise. Instead of having him walk you down the aisle, you could have him participate in another meaningful way in your wedding, like giving a heartfelt speech, reading a passage, or having a father-daughter dance. Focus on what matters most. Remember that a wedding is just one day, and the most important thing is the commitment you and your fiancé are making to each other. Try not to let the family dynamics overshadow the significance of the day. Consult with your fiancé. Continue discussing the situation with your fiancé, as this decision should be one that you both agree upon. Make sure you're both on the same page about how to handle the situation. Consider uninviting him as a last resort. If you genuinely believe that having your father attend the wedding without any special role won't be emotionally distressing for you, you can go ahead with the wedding plans as they are. However, if his presence is going to cause significant stress or discomfort, it might be necessary to uninvite him. This is a tough decision, but it should prioritize your well-being. Lean on supportive friends and family. If you don't have immediate family attending the wedding, rely on the supportive extended family and friends who are there for you. They can provide emotional support and make your day memorable. Seek professional guidance. If the situation continues to cause you distress, consider speaking with a therapist or counselor who can help you navigate your feelings and decisions surrounding your father's involvement in your wedding and your relationship with him. Remember that it's ultimately your day, and the decisions you make should prioritize your happiness and well-being. Don't let the family dynamics overshadow the love and joy of your wedding day. Now let's move on to story 3. My wife wants my kids to go to their mother's house anytime she is home and I am not. Wife wants my kids out of the home when she is home. A ton to unpack here, so I will try to keep it concise. My wife and I have been together for 10 years, living together for 9. We have 1 child together and I have 2 more from my first marriage. I have primary custody of both. Every other weekend situation. First wife had a rough patch after the divorce with alcohol and was not involved in their lives. There were times that we would have the kids for months without her seeing them. My current wife has been very involved in their lives. They adore her. We both work full-time with great jobs. When the kids are sick or someone needs to handle logistics, and I decide based on current needs at our respective workplaces. She has made comments over the years about asking their bio mom to help as we are losing income, and she doesn't help at all. Anytime I call and ask if bio can help, it becomes an ordeal. I generally have to take them on her weekend if she takes them today. I also prefer the kids stay with us as we have worked very hard to provide a healthy, structured and safe home environment. Bio mom has had different men on and off and never helps with schoolwork. Dinner with her is typically microwaved. S feels that she has made enough sacrifices while bio gets to live as if she is child-free. This brings us to this evening. S is not feeling well and plans on staying home tomorrow. She wants the 2 kids to go to the bio house. I am sick about this. I do not want them to be shut out of their home. I should clarify, there are no behavioral reasons. She just resents them. Has anyone else been through this? Advice. Edit. S plans to keep 5yo home. This is not an isolated incident. Anytime she works from home or I have to work a weekend while she is home, she wants to keep the little and bigs go with bio. Edit 2. I love you Reddit. More info. Typically on a no-school Friday or a half day, big kids come to our home and hang out, chores until we get home. She takes the 5yo to daycare as I work early and I pick him up as I get off first. I love this woman. Communication is 10/10, sex is 10/10. We have fun as a family. Life is truly the best it could be. But this is driving a wedge. The resentment that is. I am sympathetic but not willing to sacrifice even a minute of their childhood to a substandard living situation. It's clear that you and your wife, S, are facing a challenging situation regarding the involvement of your children from your first marriage in your current family life. Here's some advice to consider. Open and honest communication. It's great that you rate your communication as 10/10. But it's essential to continue this level of communication, especially when facing challenges. Sit down with your wife and have a candid conversation about your concerns and how this situation affects you and your children. Try to understand her perspective as well. Seek professional help. If communication alone doesn't lead to a resolution, consider consulting with a therapist or counselor. A professional can provide a neutral and objective viewpoint, offer strategies for managing the situation, and help you both navigate your feelings and resentment. Compromise. In a blended family, it's important to find a balance that works for everyone involved. Consider discussing potential compromises, such as finding ways to minimize the impact on your children's living situation, like keeping them at home when they are unwell, or coming up with a shared schedule that respects both your wife's needs and the children's well-being. Boundaries with BioMom. If your wife's resentment is stemming from her perception that your ex-wife is not contributing to the children's well-being, it's important to address this issue as well. Open a dialogue with your ex-wife and see if there are ways to improve the co-parenting arrangement to alleviate the financial and emotional burden. Prioritize the children's well-being. Always make your children's well-being your top priority. If your children are comfortable with the current living situation and it's not causing any harm, that should be a significant factor in your decision-making process. Make sure to keep their best interests at heart. Quality time together. Find ways to spend quality time together as a family. This can help create positive experiences and reduce resentment. Engage in activities that everyone enjoys and that can strengthen the family bond. Reevaluate over time. Remember that family dynamics can change as children grow and situations evolve. Be open to reevaluating your family arrangements periodically to ensure that they are still meeting everyone's needs. It's important to work together as a team, prioritize your children's happiness and well-being, and find solutions that accommodate both of your needs and concerns. With open communication and a willingness to find common ground, you can navigate this challenging situation and maintain a healthy family environment.
If you like the story, hit the like and don't forget to subscribe the channel, and thanks for watching.